Hello everyone, welcome back to the video series on memory management. This is Kiran Shinde, IICMR MCA Pune. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss on the page replacement algorithms and the concept of thrashing. So let's start. As I mentioned, we will be talking on the various page replacement algorithms in this particular video lecture. There are two types of page fault handling requirements, or I can say page fault handling techniques. One is page replacement algorithm, and the second technique is frame allocation algorithm. But here in this lecture, we are going to talk on the first three page replacement algorithms. Those are first in, first out, optimal page replacement, and least recently used page replacement. First of all, we need to understand what is the need of page replacement. Let us consider there are two programs, program 1 and program 2. And in this particular scenario, you can see that there are two page tables which are built for every program. So for program 1, you can see the page table which is built for the 4 pages which are mapped with the 4 frames such as 3, 2, 4, 6. And with program 2, there is another page table which is built in which the 4 pages are mapped with the 3 frames. Now one frame is missing here, but we will revisit on that particular point. In case of system memory, if you see, the system memory is assumed to be made up of 8 frames. So here you can see that the 8 frames are shown in this particular system memory. Now out of these 8 frames, if you see the alphabets A, B, C, D, which are used to signify the frames required for user program 1. Okay, so the pages of user program 1, those are 0, 1, 2, 3, which are mapped to these particular frames, such as the page number 0 is mapped with frame A, that is frame number 3. Page number 1 is mapped with frame 2, that is the frame B. Page number 2 is mapped with frame 4, that is signified with alphabet C, and page number 3 is mapped with frame 6, which is signified with alphabet T. Now, if you see the program 2 and the page table of program 2 of user, then you can see that for page number 1, there is no frame which is assigned in this particular page table. Now, why so? Because if you see, the system memory is assumed here to be made up of 8 frames. Out of these 8 frames, 7 frames are already allocated. Why? Because four frames are allocated to the 4 pages of user program 1, and for user program 2, after 3 frames are mapped to 3 pages of user program 2, there is no free frame left as far as system memory is concerned. And because of that, what is happening is page number 1 of user program 2 is actually not finding any mappable frame. Okay, so that is nothing but the page fault, we can say. Now, in this case, what will happen is the page fault will occur, and then the desired page, the operating system has to search for in the hard disk, as we already mentioned in my last video lecture. Once that particular page is found, then what is to be done? Then some existing page need to be replaced with a new page. Okay, so what is written in this blue color here? Blue color text. Y is in disk and it is required to be brought into memory to repair the page fault. But there is no free frame available. So what we will have to do, we have to replace the existing page from the system memory. And now here comes the concept of page replacement. Which page and why that particular page the system has to replace with a new page, that decision will be taken by studying various page replacement algorithms. So let's start with the first one. So in order to proceed further, or in order to understand the various page replacement algorithms, there are certain terms which you have to understand first. The first term is reference string. Now, it is nothing but the string of various memory references for the pages, list of pages to be loaded on the frames. Physical memory, that is nothing but the system memory with the available total number of frames will be given to you in order to analyze that particular algorithm. And victim page is the page which is swapped out of the memory to free a frame. Okay, so with these 3 concepts, we will start with the first algorithm, which is very simple to understand, which is called as first in, first out. Okay, so in this particular algorithm works on first in, first out basis. Here, the page is replaced by that page in the frame, which is on the top of the physical memory queue. And when a page is brought into memory, then it is inserted at the tail of the queue. Now, how it works? Let's understand with the help of some example. Now here, before we start the example, initially some number of frames will be given to you that you need to first understand how many frames are given as far as physical memory is concerned. So here in this example, a physical memory is assumed with 3 frames. So initially all the 3 frames are empty and so occupied by first 3 references of the string. Let us see. This is the reference string which is given to you, having the memory references of all the pages. So as we know that here the physical memory is assumed with 3 frames. So first of all, 7 will be occupied with the first frame. After 7, 0 will be occupied. After 0, 1. So 7, 0, 1. These 3 pages are now mapped to these 3 frames. They are allocated to these 3 frames. Okay. After this, we have to understand how this algorithm works on first in, first out basis. So as per the sequence in this particular reference string, 2 is the next page which needs to be brought into the memory. But before 2, if you see, all the 3 frames are occupied. Now, which should be the victim page with which this 2 should be replaced? So as per this particular algorithm, the page 7, which is on the top, will be first replaced with 2. So 2 has been brought into the memory and 7 is replaced. So this will be the scenario in this case. Now moving further, for 0, there is no need to replace. There is no need of replacement because already page 0 is there in the physical memory. Let's proceed further. For 3, which page should be replaced? Now, if you go in sequence, recently page number 2 was replaced with page number 7. So if you follow the sequence, now next is 0, right? So page number 0 should be replaced with 3 now. So 3 is replaced with 0, right? Again, moving further, 0 has to be replaced with the next element, that is 1. Okay, so 0 is replaced, right? And rather 0 is brought into memory and 1 is replaced. Okay. Moving further, the next element or the next page in the string is 4. Again, continuing with the sequence, now the top element is 2. So 2 will be replaced by 4. Moving further, next element is again 2. 2 will be replaced by the next element in the frame, that is the second frame with 3. So 3 will be replaced by 2. Again moving further, next element is 3. So in order to replace the existing page, 0 is the victim page for this. So 0 will be replaced with 3. So likewise, if you go on replacing the pages, okay, as per this algorithm, the total number of page faults, including the 3 replacements, we get as 15. If you just count all these page replacements or the frames occupation scenario, then the number of page faults you get is 15. So that's the working of our first algorithm, that is first in, first out. Now, here I have again explained this particular example with simple animation so that step by step you can understand. So I will again explain for the first 4 steps. So after 7, 0 will be brought into the memory. After 0, 1 will be brought into the memory. So all these are 3 different page replacements which have happened with respect to number of frames is equal to 3. For page number 2, as the top element is 7, so 7 will be replaced by 2. There is no need of replacement for 0. Then next element in the sequence is 0. So 0 will be replaced by 3. Moving further, 1 will be replaced by 0. And likewise, if you just observe and follow the sequence as per the algorithm, that is first in, first out, how many misses or how many page faults you get? Number of page faults is equal to 50. This particular example, maybe you can practice later and you can just connect me so to understand if you have any query in line with this particular example. So here you are going to get the number of page faults is equal to 14. So do practice and try to analyze if you get this particular answer. The second page replacement algorithm is optimal page replacement algorithm. Now, what is the logic of this particular algorithm? Here, the replacement is done by understanding that or by analyzing a page that will not be used for the longest period of time. It means some kind of futuristic knowledge is used in this particular algorithm. The page or the victim page will be decided as per its use, as per its futuristic use in that particular memory reference string, right? So in line with this, try to see this particular example. So again, the same reference string has been taken here. 7 will be replaced, 0 will be replaced, and 1 will also be replaced and brought into the memory, since the number of frames which are assumed are 3. Now, in order to bring this page number 2 into the memory, okay, which page should be decided as the victim page? Now, for this, we have to apply this particular logic. Out of 7, 0, and 1, out of 7, 0, and 1, we need to select a victim page which will not be used for the longest period of time in the future. So for that, what you will do, after this 2, you will just start scanning in the forward direction. Why? Because you need to understand, you need to analyze that out of 701, which page will not be used for the longest period of time. Okay, so try to scan this particular reference string in the forward direction. So immediately you have come across 0. So 0 will be used immediately. Then if you just scan further, after 0, you have to search for 7 or 1. If you see here, if you see 1 is used here, and after 1, 7 is used. So if you compare out of 7, 0, and 1, which page will be used after longest period of time? That is nothing but 7. Okay, so 7 will be the victim page and it will be replaced by 2. So now 2 has been brought into the memory. Continues further, 0, which is already there, so no need of replacement. Continue further, 3. Now for 3, which should be the victim page? Again compare between 2, 0, and 1. So 0 is used immediately here. After that, if you continue scanning in the forward direction, you just see 2 is used here, right? Now which page is left? 1. So obviously, if you compare out of 2, 0, and 1, 1 is the page which will be used after longest period of time, after a longer period of time, right? So here the victim page will be 1. So you can see here 3 has been brought into memory by replacing page 1. Okay, 0 no need to replace. Now again for 4 or the page 4, we will compare 2, 0, and 3. So if you see immediately 2 and 3 are there after 4. So 0 is the page number, okay, or 0 is the page which is going to be used after a longer period of time. So in this case, in order to bring the page 4 into memory, 0 will be made as the victim page. So here 0 is replaced by 4. Likewise, if you continue with the same logic, the number of page faults you get are 9. Okay, so if you see here at this moment of time, we can conclude also if the same reference string which was used for FIFO, that is first in first out algorithm, and the same reference string is used with optimal page replacement algorithm, and if you compare the efficiency of these two algorithms, with respect to number of page faults, you are getting less number of page faults with optimal page replacement algorithm as compared to FIFO. Okay, now continuing with this, this is again an example which you can practice. Okay, algorithm number 3, that is least recently used algorithm. Now, the logic used in this particular algorithm is this algorithm will replace, or with this algorithm, the system will replace the page that has not been used for the longest period of time. So immediately you can see, you can make out the difference between the logic of optimal page replacement and LRU, and the logic is here talking about the past knowledge. In optimal page replacement, we were talking about the futuristic knowledge of that particular page reference. But here we are talking about the past knowledge of that page reference. Okay, so try to understand with this example. I have purposely kept the same memory reference string so as to compare the 3 algorithms with respect to the page replacement. So for the first 3 frames, the 3 page numbers are already brought into the physical memory or the system memory. Talking about page number 2, that is the 4th page, that is page 2. Now, which should be the victim page? Now, out of the 701, we need to compare and we need to find out that which page has not been used for the longest period of time. मतलब ऐसा कौन सा पेज है 701 में से कि जो बहुत पहले यूज हो चुका है, बहुत पहले उसका यूज हो चुका है या फिर वो मेमोरी में आ चुका है, राइट? सो लेट अस सी, or rather let us try to find it out by scanning this particular string, memory reference string, in the backward direction. See, I'm taking a significant pause here. In optimal page replacement, we used to scan the reference string in the forward direction. But in least recently used algorithm, we are scanning the string in the backward direction. सो कंपेयर 701, इसमें से कौन सा ऐसा पेज है जो बहुत पहले यूज हो चुका है? ऑब्वियसली दैट इज पेज 7. So in order to bring page number 2 into the memory, page number 7 is been replaced, right? Continuing further, there is no need to replace any page for 0 because 0 is already there. 3, again for 3 we will compare 2, 0, 1. Again we will scan the string in the backward direction. Okay, so 3 से लेके हमें ये particular string opposite direction में scan करनी है. क्यों करनी है? क्योंकि हमें ये जानना है 201 में से कौन सा ऐसा पेज है जो बहुत पहले यूज हो चुका है. तो अगर आप देखो 3 के पहले 0 यूज हो चुका था, राइट? उसके पहले 2 यूज हो चुका था, लेकिन 1 उसके पहले है. It means 1 can be made as a victim page as per the algorithm. So 1 is replaced by 3. Okay, one more iteration I will explain so that you can understand. For 0 there is no need of replacement, but for 4 again we need to compare 3, 0, 2, 0, 3. 0 is replaced, or rather 0 was used here, 3 was used here, but 2 अगर हम compare करें 0 और 3 से तो काफी पहले वो यूज हो चुका था. So what will be the victim page here? 2. So 2 will be replaced by 4. Okay, so continuing like this further, the number of page faults we get as 12. Okay, so if you compare at this moment of time, same reference string, we have applied first in first out, optimal page replacement and LRU, and to conclude, optimal page replacement has given us less number of page faults as compared to FIFO and LRU. Okay, so that's the explanation related to LRU. Now moving further, the final topic of this particular video lecture is thrashing. Now what do you mean by thrashing? Whenever a high priority process comes for execution, it is not having the sufficient number of frames, then some additional frames are required to be allocated to such job. If the additional free frames are not available, then some of the frames allocated to a low priority job will need to be replaced or will be issued to this high priority process. With this arrangement, if the number of allocated frame of low priority process falls below the number of minimum required frames as per the architecture, then such process execution needs to be suspended. Now I will just tell you the takeaway of this particular slide. Now whenever a job or whenever a process comes which is having high priority, and if that particular process is requiring suppose 6 frames, okay, to get loaded into the memory, and the available frames right now or that particular moment of time are only 4. So there is deficiency of 2 frames for this particular high priority process. Okay, so in this case, what decision the system will take? System will take the decision as per the priority of the process. So it will look into the frames which are allocated by some low priority process, and it will try to see if those frames of that particular low priority process can be suspended or can be replaced with the high priority process. But what will be the end result in this case? If the number of frames which are required for a low priority process actually falls below the limit, the minimum requirement of that particular low priority process, then what will happen? The execution of that process will be suspended. So what will be the side effect of this? A process which is called as thrashing if it is spending more time in paging, that is service to page fault. Okay, let's see. Now, what will be the effect of thrashing on overall system performance? Of course, thrashing affects the performance of the system at a significant level. With the increase in the degree of multi-programming, the CPU utilization also increases naturally. CPU becomes busy if there are multiple tasks to be executed, if there are multiple programs to be executed. But at some point, with the degree of multi-programming, if thrashing occurs, means if a process comes which is actually getting thrashed or which is actually getting suspended frequently because of some high priority job, then what will happen? It reduces the CPU utilization. Why? Because in that particular time duration, the paging and page out process will go on continuing and the CPU will not have any work at that particular moment of time. So it will reduce the CPU utilization, and as the page fault rate will increase. So if you see this particular graph, okay, with the degree of multi-programming, the CPU utilization was getting increased in a continuous manner. If you see this particular graph, which is showing you a continuous growth, okay, as per as the degree of multi-programming is concerned in CPU utilization. But at the moment when thrashing happens or thrashing occurs, the CPU utilization has dramatically dropped down. Okay, so that is the effect, or that is the effect of page fault on to the CPU utilization, or that is the effect of thrashing onto the CPU utilization. So finally, what will be the solution on thrashing? Thrashing can be prevented if we know the number of frames which a process will require in advance. Okay, it means some kind of predictive knowledge can be utilized in order to prevent the thrashing. Like for example, certain frames or certain processes have been occurred in the past, and from that we can predict that okay, this particular process is going to require 10 frames or 8 frames. So like that, if predictive knowledge can be devised, then up to some extent the thrashing can be prevented. Now this is called as working state strategy or locality model of the process execution. It means the number of frames can be predicted in advance. Now, a locality is a set of pages that are actively used together. The working set model defines a working set window. If a page is in active use, then it will be in a working set. If not in use, then it will be dropped from the working set. It means if a process is requiring 10 frames, and out of that 10 frames, the 4 frames are shown in the working set. Means what? Those 4 frames are actively used by that particular process. So what will be the benefit out of it? That the system will understand with the working set that okay, these are the frames or these are the pages which are mapped with these active frames, and these are actually used by that particular process at that moment of time. Okay, so that will be the use of working set to understand by the system. Okay, and with which up to some extent the thrashing can be prevented. So that's all with this particular video lecture. I hope you must have understood. Stay tuned for my next lecture.